Unacademy. Let's crack it.
Hello everyone, welcome to Unacademy. I am Divyanshu Chaudhary and I have secured All India Rank 30 in UPSC Civil Services Examination 2020. In this video, I would be talking about the importance of test series in UPSC Civil Services Examination preparation. As the aspirants are very well aware about the importance of test series, I would like to tell them that it cannot be justified any less, because the more mistakes you commit and acknowledge in the test series, the less mistakes you will commit in your actual exam. Also, test series gives a very fair idea of the competition that exists amongst the aspirants and gives you constant motivation and dedication to do well to get into that toppers list. So let's delve deep further going into this topic. Before we start with this topic, I would like to introduce myself with my educational and professional qualifications. So as I have already mentioned before, I have secured All India Rank 30 in Civil Services Examination 2020, and I have done engineering from BITS Pilani in terms of the BTech degree in Electrical and Electronics, from where I graduated in the year 2015. After passing out from BITS Pilani in 2015, I went on to do my MBA from IIM Calcutta and finished that off in the year 2017. And in the final placements, I procured a job in the HSBC Bank in Mumbai, where I worked for a year, and I quit that job in mid 2018 when I decided to prepare for civil services full-fledgedly and decided to go for this preparation. Also, my optional in this preparation was mathematics, as mathematics is a very scientific and scoring optional, and it also had my interest right from childhood to college times. That's why I chose mathematics as an optional. And at the same time, my hobbies include writing Hindi stories, as I have been a story writer and have published my stories in various magazines and newspapers, an interest in the Indian mythology, where basically I have an interest in the Ramayana and the Mahabharata epic, and also reading biographies and autobiographies of famous personalities which motivate and inspire me to do well in life. Now I will be discussing something very important for the aspirants, as I will be taking a free live class series on the Unacademy platform, and these free live class series will be available in terms of the special classes that I will be taking on this platform. These special classes will cover a wide range of topics ranging from prelims, mains and interview strategy to crack these respective components in the civil services examination. For example, in prelims, I will be discussing the tips and tricks needed to excel in the prelims exam by scoring very well above the cutoff. Similarly, for mains, I will be discussing the GS answer writing strategy, which can help you score well in the GS examination. And similarly, I will also be sharing my maths optional strategy, which has basically worked out well for me, and hopefully it will work out well for you also. And for the interview purposes, I will be sharing some strategies and some tips which will be needed to crack a very good interview score, as I have also scored 206 marks this year, which is amongst the top 5 interview scores of this year. So I urge the aspirants to make avail of this opportunity and use the code DC30 to avail these free live classes on the Unacademy platform and take maximum benefit of my experience in civil services examination. Before going deeper into the topic, I would also like to have a special mention for Unacademy, where the country's top GS educators are now teaching on the Unacademy platform. As you can clearly see, teachers like Mrunal sir, Sudarshan sir, Prateek sir and Siddharth sir are the country's top educators who are now live and available on Unacademy, where basically they have interactive live classes with aspirants where the aspirants can raise a hand and ask their doubts. These doubts will then be eventually solved by these educators at that point itself, and this will lead to maximum satisfaction of the aspirants, and also at the same time they will lead to better marks in the examinations for the aspirants due to in-depth and holistic understanding of the subject. Also, one of the biggest pro of Unacademy platform is that it is available anytime and anywhere. So even if you reside in a remote location in India, you can access the Unacademy platform based on your convenience and ease of flexibility from anywhere in the country and at any time at day or night. So let us now start off with the topic of the day, which basically comprises of the importance of the test series for UPSC Civil Services examination. So as I had already mentioned, I will be giving you an overview of these the importance of test series in terms of three components, where I will be discussing the importance in terms of prelims exam, mains exam, and interview preparation. As all the three components are very important in cracking this examination, so the justification that the test series are important is definitely true for all these three components. So let us now first start off by encountering the prelims examination techniques for solving the mock tests. The first thing that is very important for an aspirant is the optimum number of mocks to be given for prelims examination. Here I would like to recount for my personal experience that in my first attempt I actually gave 100 mocks for the prelims examination, because firstly I was very excited that this is my first prelims examination, and also I believed in the fact that if I give more number of mocks, I will be able to score more marks in the actual examination. But when I actually gave the prelims examination in my first attempt, I realized that this examination is not about having more knowledge or giving more number of mocks. Rather, it is about trying to solve the paper logically by elimination and getting to answers by limited information. So in the second attempt, the first thing that I did was I reduced the number of mocks to 50%. So 50 mocks is optimum number to develop strategy and get an idea of the score range. This is my advice to the aspirants, that if you have given 50 mocks before your prelims examination, I think it should work out well for you. And the second important thing which I have already outlined is that you have to try to solve the paper logically by elimination and then try to get the answers by limited info. I will give you a personal example for this point. In the second attempt in my prelims examination, there was a question where it was asked that which of the following materials, if used for road construction, will lead to minimum environmental degradation. There were 5 points given and there were 4 options beneath it, from which we had to choose the correct one. Now, when I looked at those 5 points, there was one point in them which was called as geotextiles, and any aspirant who had been serious for his preparation in the examination would have definitely come across this term multiple times, and hence its applications were widely discussed that year in every other resource. So geotextiles had to be in the correct option. So there were only 2 options that had geotextiles, so naturally 2 options were eliminated. Now the thing was to choose which one of the 2. Now in the 5 points, there were 2 points which basically said hot asphalt technology and cold asphalt technology. Now, if you try to think logically, if UPSC wants us to choose asphalt, why would they even talk about differentiating asphalt based on their temperatures? If you think it from this way, you can clearly assume that one of them will lead to more environmental degradation and the one will not. So there was one option in which both hot asphalt and cold asphalt technology were mentioned. You can easily eliminate that option and tick the last one and move on. That's how you basically solve the paper logically by elimination, and get to answers by the limited information that I had only about geotextiles. Also, there are two more pointers that I would like to emphasize in the prelims examination. It is very important to look at the solutions of questions that were either guessed, wronged, or unattempted. I am emphasizing this point because there are many people who give the tests and just look at their scores and do not look at their solutions, which basically will not have any impact on your preparation, because if you have questions that were guessed correctly or incorrectly, or were wronged or unattempted, if you haven't looked at their solution, basically it means that you are standing at the same level where you were before the test. So it is very important to highlight these questions while even attempting the paper and have a look at their solutions once you have completed your mock paper. And similarly, the strategy that I followed was I used to underline such important stuff in these papers. The important stuff here refers to these questions itself. In the guessed, wronged, and unattempted ones, if I found a question to be of high quality and the solution was also something that I could not have thought of or maybe have never heard of, I used to underline that stuff and revised only that before the prelims exam. Because the thing is that if you have attempted a question correctly, 99% you are going to attempt it correctly in the final exam also. But the thing is, if you have those questions where you have either guessed, wronged, or unattempted, those are the questions to look out for, which will basically fetch you more marks in the prelims exam. Let us now come to the mains exam GS mock papers. So as you can see here, in my first attempt, due to time paucity and due to my optional being mathematics, which took away my major time, and hence I had to compromise on my GS. So I only gave 7 GS tests in my first attempt. But since this year I had prepared maths beforehand, so I had to devote relatively lesser time to it in the time between prelims and mains preparation, and I gave 14 tests this year. I would like to say that 10 to 15 would be an optimum number if I talk about the GS mains paper. Also, I would like to say that in the essay paper, I had given 5 tests in my first attempt and 3 in the second attempt. And I believe 3 to 5 essays would be an optimum number in the mains examination for GS for mock papers of essay. Now, what is the importance of these mock papers? Firstly, it gives an idea of your speed. It is very important that you have a good speed in the mains exam because you have to attempt 20 questions in 3 hours. And if you do not have good speed, you will have some questions that will be left unattempted. So since there were 10 questions of 10 markers and 10 questions of 15 markers, so I had segregated the time in my mock tests itself based on mathematical calculations that I have to attempt the 10 markers in 75 minutes and the other 15 markers in 105 minutes. So basically, it came to 7.5 minutes for one 10 marker question, and for one 15 marker question, it came to 10.5 minutes. And I tried to strictly adhere to this time limit, and because of which I was able to finish off all the GS papers in both my attempts. Similarly, mock papers are very important to have a structure in the answers as well. How do you form and write answers? If I have to talk about the strategy of writing answers, intro, body, conclusion format is paramount to writing answers in GS mains exam. And this was what I discovered during giving the mock papers, that this is how I have to write in the actual exam also. So I think mains exam is very much simulated in these GS mock papers, where you get an idea of your speed and how to form and write answers. Third important thing is that it helps you in maximizing usage of diagrams and adherence to word limit. For example, if I talk about GS mains, particularly in the geography section, you see that we can make a lot of diagrams. For example, the map of India in a question, or the world map, or the globe, or anything related to any geographical characteristic. So if you are able to have a good usage of diagrams, firstly, that reduces the need of words, and hence what it can do is to give an examiner a fair picture that you have a clear idea and you are aware about the topic. So maximizing the usage of diagrams was the quality that I developed by giving these mock papers. And similarly, adherence to word limit is very important, because if you adhere to the word limit, you can write legibly, and all the intro, body, conclusion format will be pretty evident in your answers rather than getting it very hodgepodge. So this was the third most important thing that I got from attempting these GS mock papers. And finally, the feedbacks given by examiner is very important to improve on. This is absolutely important because most aspirants do not look out for the feedbacks. They just check their marks and move on. It is very important to inculcate these feedbacks given by the examiner so as to get better marks in the actual exam. So GS mock papers are a very good simulation of the actual mains exam, and hence the number of 10 to 15 that I mentioned before is a very optimum number if you want to do very well in the GS examination in the final exam. Similarly, as I've already mentioned, 3 to 5 tests of essays would be an optimum number, and they would give you a fair idea of both the contextual and philosophical essays. By contextual essays, what I mean is that there are essays that relate to concrete topics like agriculture, health, education, women empowerment, etc. So these will be some essays that you can prepare beforehand, but there will be some essays related to philosophical or ethical part which have to be prepared then and there themselves. Hence, it is very important to give essays mock test also, which majority of the aspirants neglect because they think they can write the essays in the final exam and get done with it. But that's not the case. You have to define a structure, particularly in the philosophical essays, by practicing at home, and hence it is very important to give these essay tests in terms of both the contextual and philosophical essays. And finally, I would like to talk about the optimum number for optional as well. I think 15 to 20 tests of optional would be enough to get a good grip over the entire syllabus. It entirely depends on one's preparation of the optional and at the same time how many tests of an optional are available. But I would say 15 to 20 tests for any optional would be absolutely enough if you want to have an in-depth understanding of the topics and to identify your areas of strength and weakness when we talk about your optional. Finally comes the third and the final part of the civil services examination, which is the interview preparation. Now here, I would like to emphasize the importance of mock interviews to prepare you for the actual interview. The first most important thing is mock interviews are absolutely essential to identify your shortcomings and getting to know your strength areas. Because nobody is prepared absolutely well for the D-Day interview. There will be shortcomings, there will be some issues with you, and your personality cannot be changed overnight. So you have to try to identify those issues and get to know those strength areas where basically then you can improve upon those shortcomings to increase your marks in the actual interview. Similarly, to address the basic things like grooming, basic etiquettes, which are very important in fetching marks. For example, I was told by few friends that I have to take a thin rimmed spectacles instead of the thick rimmed ones that I had, because it made me look lesser of a bookworm and hence it would give a better impression to the chairperson and the interview panel board members. So it is very important to attend these mock interviews so as to get an idea of all these things. And similarly, the third and the final thing is that it is very important to overcome the nervousness and give a sense of calmness and confidence. I can assure you that this is a very important point because in my first attempt, I barely had 1 month to prepare for the interview. I gave 5 to 6 mock interviews, and in the actual interview, I was very, very nervous and underconfident about my preparation. My start was not good, and I also ended up answering 2 to 3 easy questions of polity wrongly, which created a bad impact on the board members, and hence I was awarded a below par score of 146 marks. So this was because of my nervousness. I was not calm and I was just speaking out whatever came to my mind at that point of time, because of which I was not able to do well in my first attempt. But now, in the second attempt, I decided that I will overcome this nervousness and have a sense of calmness and confidence while walking into the interview. That's why I decided to raise the number of mocks that I gave to 30, which of course is a very large number and I would not personally recommend to you. But since I was nervous and I wanted some confidence related to my DAF, that's why I decided to give as many mock interviews as possible to have a good grip over the DAF and the current affairs. This basically gave me the confidence to be very calm, confident about my preparation. I walked into the interview room with the same feeling, and my interview went well this year. And I'm happy to tell you that I scored 206 marks in the actual interview, which was a massive jump of 60 marks from the last year, and which has landed me here at an All India rank of 30 with the coveted service of IAS. Hence, it is very important that the nervousness factor should be overcome. You should be calm and confident, and this can be learned via the mock interviews. Again, if I have to talk about the optimum number of mock interviews, it will be around 6 to 7. But if you personally feel that you are very nervous and you get underconfident while giving an interview, you can extend it up to as much as you want. But I would like to tell you one thing, that please only take constructive feedbacks to heart and do not be demotivated or demoralized by any negative feedbacks. It is very important to filter out the positive feedbacks and improve upon them, rather than just thinking about the negative feedbacks and trying to get demotivated because of that. So go for 6 to 7 mock interviews, and I think you should do very well in your actual interviews. So with this, I would like to end this session, and I would also like to thank Unacademy for inviting me to share my experience in terms of importance of mock tests and mock interviews in all the 3 components of civil services examination. I really hope you give as many mock tests and interviews as possible, which will help you attain a good rank and the service of your desired choice. Thank you.
Unacademy. Let's crack it.